Hello, this is Cathy Cassidy and I am here to read you another chapter of Scarlett. And if you have been following up until now, you will know that it is a very dramatic chapter of Scarlett that we are about to get into. But I wanted, before I do that, just to do a couple of shout outs. We have a few new subscribers that have actually brought us up to magic number 100 subscribers. So thank you very much to Ori and Sophie, and especially to Emma, who is actually the 100th subscriber. And Emma, if you message me, I'll see if I can send you something to say thank you for that. Emma is one of my older readers, and she said that Scarlett had been her very favourite, her first Cathy Cassidy book and her favourite one, so that meant a lot to me. Also, you know, 100 subscribers doesn't sound like very much, but it's actually the YouTube channel you are following now is my private personal YouTube, and it was where I would store and test out little videos. They were never meant to be seen by anybody else, so we literally had about, you know, I don't know, less than 10 subscribers to the channel when I started reading out the chapters. So I'm really, really happy that we've managed to get to 100, and it's fab because everybody is so lovely, and I read all your comments and love them, and I try to answer all of them. It just feels like a really cool little book club that we've got going here, so thank you, all of you. One of the comments that made me smile was from Fix with Tea, who says that she's actually bought the rest of the Lost and Found books after listening to Love from Lexi, which thank you very much, because as you know, these are like free little chapter readings and I don't make any money out of them. So anybody who actually goes to the trouble of buying a book of some sort afterwards, it means the world to me, because yeah, it really helps. And also Francesca, who has done the same thing, except that her Lost and Found books are audio books, because she's really got into the listening thing, which I thought was great. And a shout out to a very special friend. One of my best friends, Sheena, is a very talented jeweler and silversmith, and she sent me a little picture of her listening and watching at her workbench. She is fantastic, and yeah, if anybody would love some original silver jewellery, she is so cool. Just get in touch and I will put a little link to her website for you. But I know that really what we need to do is get on with the next chapter, and it's chapter 27, so here we go. Claire, I whimper, my voice so small and scared I barely recognise it. Claire, are you all right? Claire is still and silent. She's lying awkwardly, her head at an angle against the skirting board, blonde curls spread out around her. She looks very pale. Claire, I hiss urgently, please wake up. Talk to me, Claire. Panic rises up inside me, a tidal wave of fear. I don't know what to do. A voice in my head tells me you're not supposed to move people who have hurt themselves, but it can't be right to leave her squashed in against the wall like that. I tug her shoulders, pulling her away from the wall so her head can rest more easily. As I straighten the hair at her temple, my hand touches something warm and wet. Blood. I feel like I'm falling down a deep, dark well, and I know there will be snakes and sharks at the bottom. Then, abruptly, Claire speaks. Ow, she says, her eyes fluttering open. What the heck happened there? Claire, I gasp, my body slumping with relief. You're okay. I put my arms round her and help her to sit up. She leans back against the wall, a hand pressed against her temple. I don't feel like I'm okay, she says in a shaky voice. I feel like I just got run over by a truck. She squints around her in the dim light. I'm on the landing? She asks, puzzled. What did I do? The lights went out. It's a power cut, I explain. Something to do with the storm. You were coming down the ladder from the attic and you lost your footing, remember? Claire frowns. Not really. I fell off a ladder. We were in the attic sorting through clothes for the patchwork cot quilt, I tell her. My fault, really. Stupid thing to do in a storm. As we listen, there's a distant rumble of thunder. Less angry now. The storm is passing. I pick up one of Claire's flip-flops from across the landing. These probably didn't help, I tell her. It's okay, Claire. You'll feel better in a minute. It was just a shock. I've no idea if this is true, but it sounds reassuring. And right now, both of us could do with that. Every bit of me hurts, Claire murmurs. She curves her arms around her bulging tummy and a new fear hits me. My mouth feels dry. Claire, is the baby okay? I ask. Can you tell? The baby's okay, right? Claire takes my hand and rests it on her belly, and I feel a sudden movement like ripples under water beneath the floral print of her dress. He's kicking, she whispers, or she. The baby's fine, just mad at me for giving them such a jolt. Thank goodness for that. You scared me, Claire, I tell her. I thought you were really hurt. She looks at me, a smile twitching her lips. I think I'll be black and blue in the morning, and I do feel kind of hazy about what happened, but I guess I'll live. Are you okay to stand up, I ask, and with an effort and some help from me, Claire gets to her feet slowly. No bones broken, she says a little shakily. It was a nasty fall, I say. You gave me a fright. You'll be okay now, though, and Dad will know what to do when he gets back. Claire leans heavily on the landing banister, looking kind of vague. That's right. Chris will be back soon, she says. Where did you say he's gone? He's in Galway, I tell her, with Holly, remember? They'll be back by tea time. Dad can run you to the doctor's, get you checked out. Ah, sure, Claire says. I'll be fine, just fine. They'll be back any minute. But it's barely lunchtime, and Dad and Holly won't be back for hours. I make a decision to ring him on the mobile that he keeps in the car for emergencies. This is one, loud and clear, and I'm way out of my depth. We take the stairs one at a time, side by side, arms around each other for support. Halfway down, Claire stops, her face creased with pain. Her breathing seems shallow, and her eyes flutter closed. Claire, I panic. Claire, what's wrong? Ah, nothing, she says, her face relaxed again. Just a little twinge, that's all. We go on, step by step, until we reach the bottom, and I lead Claire across to the kitchen table, still littered with scraps of fabric and thread. She falls into a chair, and I grab a clean tea towel and dip it in warm water to clean up her cut. When I turn, though, she's doubled up in pain, her face grey. What is it? I demand. Claire, what's hurting? Shall I ring a doctor? Claire straightens up, taking a deep breath in. I think you should. She frowns. Call Chris or the doctor. I'm not sure I'm feeling too great. I try not to panic, but my fingers tremble as I grab the phone off the wall and punch out Dad's mobile number from the list of useful numbers taped beside it. I hold the receiver to my ear, but there's no dialing tone, nothing at all. I must have dialed it wrong, or perhaps Dad has his mobile switched off. I try the doctor's number more carefully this time, but again the line is dead. I put the receiver down and pick it up again, rattle the cradle, shake the receiver. The whole phone is dead, totally. Claire, it's not working, I say as calmly as I can. The line is dead. The storm must have knocked the phone out too. What should I do? Claire is hunched over again, her whole body rigid with a new wave of pain. I reach out, grab her hand and squeeze it tight, and she squeezes back, so hard it hurts. Then the moment has passed, and she looks up, her face relaxed again, eyes soft and heavy. I think I'd like to lie down, she says. I'm so tired. I'll just close my eyes and everything will be better. A memory surfaces, something from a long ago school playtime, when a boy called Roddy Mitchell fell over and banged his head hard. The teachers called an ambulance and sat talking to him, keeping him awake, refusing to let him drift off into sleep. He's concussed, our teacher had explained. Sleep is the very last thing he needs right now. No, sleeping's not a good idea, I say to Clare. Not after that fall. You lost consciousness for a bit back there and you could be concussed or something. I'm sure you're supposed to stay awake. Keep talking until we can get you to a doctor. Oh yes, a doctor, Clare says, her voice dreamy and distant. You'd better get a doctor. I think I'm in labour, Scarlett. The baby's coming. So that was chapter 27 of Scarlett, and Scarlett is in so much of a crisis right now. Please tune in tomorrow to see what happens next and how she copes with it. And until then, please take care, keep smiling. Try and find something cool or something kind to do for somebody else. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.